How is the Volunteer Action Center different from the rest of the 24 funded agencies of Valley United Way?
Well, the Volunteer Center is a program of Valley United Way. It's a center that was created back in 1991, and it was created for the community of people looking for volunteer opportunities, as well as to provide a great resource for nonprofit agencies.
What is the Corporate Volunteer Council?
The Corporate Volunteer Council is a group of companies. It's a coalition of companies that come together monthly, and their main mission is to work together to make the greatest impact here in the Valley. It's been together and was formed back in 1995 and has done so many projects and made a difference in so many nonprofits. They started with renovating the battered women's shelter in 1995, and I know that you're hearing about Harvest House, and this coming September will be the 5th Harvest House that the Corporate Volunteer Council will engage in. One other thing about the Corporate Volunteer Council is that being the coalition of companies that it is and meeting monthly, all types of food drives take place throughout the month, all throughout the year, as well as providing support to My Sister's Place and St. Vincent de Paul and the Valley Food Bank.
What should people do if they're interested in volunteering?
If people are interested in volunteering, they can log on to our website, valleyunitedway.org, and click on Volunteer Solutions. And at that point, you can log on and create your own page to look for volunteer opportunities. It's a great opportunity too, because if you see a volunteer position that you're interested in, you get a chance to research the agency before you make the call or before you log on to tell them that you're interested. It's a great resource to be able to give you a lot of information about the agency. Or you simply can call me and we can set up an interview. I'll have you come on into our office and we can talk about what type of volunteer opportunity that you are looking for. That's really before we were so high-tech back in 1991. All of our volunteer interviews were done in person, and I had a chance to talk with people to just find out what exactly they're looking for. Some people use volunteering as an opportunity to find a new career, and volunteering in that career is very helpful because you're able to explore and find out whether or not it's something that you really would like to do. And I've seen firsthand people have changed their entire career based on the love and passion they found in volunteering. And of course it makes a huge difference with the nonprofit, because the nonprofit benefits greatly from people who want to volunteer.
What can nonprofits do to find volunteers?
Again, nonprofits would log on to Volunteer Solutions, and it's a very simple process. Just logging on and putting in the mission, and then they're able to just create and type in what the volunteer opportunity is. And the great part about this is that nonprofits manage their own page, if you will. I mean, they are able to change a volunteer opportunity every single day at any time. And another great part of that is that it's almost like the Volunteer Center is 24/7. At any time for our nonprofits as well as individuals, they can log on and find out just exactly what the current volunteer opportunities are, as well as a nonprofit to update what their volunteer needs are.
What can you tell us about the Youth Leadership Program?
Our Youth Leadership Program was started in 1990, and it is extraordinary in a sense that it was created to teach our high school youth how to be youth leaders, in a sense that they are our future leaders. And what United Way has done is allocated $2,000 that these youth leaders do a needs assessment in the Valley, and they find out just exactly for youth just what are the challenges or what are some grants that they would like to make to further programs. It's all throughout the year the youth are given personal leadership skills and which really does equip them when it's time to go and interview these agencies after they've received their grant requests. And at that time, the youth leaders do meet with the executive directors, and they ask very, very important questions. And backing that up, these youth leaders need to know how to conduct themselves as youth leaders, and that is through interviewing skills and in personal skill building. And then when they do find out just exactly what the needs of the grant are, they come together and they actually participate in an allocations process. Each one of the groups of youth leaders will go and present just exactly what their findings were, and collectively the youth leaders arrive at a consensus of where they will donate their mini grants, and to the total of $2,000. Now this has been since 2000, so the youth leaders have been allocating funds throughout the valley for many, many years, and we've seen our youth leaders go off to college and they're so equipped to wanting to volunteer and to get involved. And I think that by becoming youth leaders and having those skills, they are very well equipped to do that.
What is the High School Volunteer Council?
The High School Volunteer Council is a network of high schools, the Valley High School, 6 high schools that come together monthly and have been since 1995. It's modeled after the Corporate Volunteer Council in a sense that all the schools meet once a month, representatives from each, and along with advisors, teachers, and the effort is to learn about what the needs of the community are, and once a year the group works together on a major project. When we have Harvest House, the high schools all rally around and do food collections and then come together and do the build for Harvest House. And now this year they have decided that they would once a month host a food drive, and then once a month members from the high school will go and serve a meal to the Spooner House. It's been very, very successful. It's really something that Valley United Way started through the Volunteer Center, and I think it's been modeled all throughout the country, actually, that many United Ways have started these because they've used our High School Volunteer Council as a model.
What is your role as director of the Volunteer Center?
My role is to oversee the programs that we have at the Volunteer Center with the main focus of volunteerism. And one of the greatest assets that we have in the Valley are individual people who want to become involved. Whether or not they're in the corporate sector, the communities at large, people in the Valley can find different ways in which they can help. Whether or not it's once a year or whether or not it's once a week for an entire year. I think that it's learning about what the needs are and then finding ways in which we can connect and match people to help those needs. And I must say that people have shared with me that when they do volunteer, they feel so wonderful about giving back, because they have said that when people say thank you to them for volunteering, so many people have wanted to say, no, thank you for allowing me to volunteer. I think that creating the Volunteer Center in 1991 was a great program for the Valley United Way to begin. And I think that it really does enhance our Valley United Way, because we are a smaller United Way, but the fact that we have our Volunteer Center and that we're able to have so many programs benefit so many people here in the Valley is an incredible tribute to our United Way.